tonight. Hopefully y'all are doing well. So please ignore this colossal mess behind me because, as you can tell, they have my studio torn apart. It is just, it's a hot mess back here. As a matter of fact, I'm not even claustrophobic, but I'm feeling a little bit claustrophobic. So, it's just the way it is today. Okay? So, just ignore this lovely hot mess behind me. Alright, so, no, they did not get the door fixed. And can you tell the hot mess that is behind me? And I'm thinking, I'm not even sure how they're going to fix it. There's like gaps in the door. So, I don't know. But I'm not cold today. So, it's alright. Okay, so we're going to be doing Welcome Spring today. And y'all, I know I'm behind, but I just can't get caught up until they get out of my space. It's a little, I'm struggling. Okay, so this one has 2 mesh. It's my favorite. I love this. It's a little bit warmer in here. It's not like a ton warmer, but that's okay because it's not nearly as cold tonight. It's like 60, so it's not a big deal. Yeah. So I cut these at 30 inches. And then I also cut 8-inch curls. But we're going to do something a little different. If I can find my... Hold on. Aha. Chip clip. Whoops. Yeah. Alright, so I cut these in 30 inches and then I cut the curls at 8 inches. Alright, let's look at our ribbons. So we've got the orange and turquoise and then the flower. It has orange, turquoise, and purple on it. And then the turquoise and white. We listed some more. You may get this ribbon or this one. I really like that one. Okay. And it matches. Alright. So let's get ready. And we can get started. Yeah, I'll have to do like a little video or something and just show y'all the hot mess that is behind me. Mama's okay. She's just been struggling with some kind of issues off and on, and we can't get into the doctor until March 3rd. But today she got cortisone shots in her shoulders. So hopefully she will feel better tonight. Okay. Alrighty. So I got all of the ties open on the bottom. Oh, and let me tell y'all, we are getting an absolute ton of wreath frames at old wreath frame prices. They should be in probably next week. So be watching for that. Alright, so let's put something heavy on that end over there. And make sure you can see. So what we're going to do is lay it upside down. So you can see this is the side we usually use. This is the bottom side. And the reason we do that is so that we can curl it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to curl it 1, 2, 3. Yes, it does. Prayer helps all the time. Okay. Putting something heavy just keeps it from rolling up while you're trying to work on it. And then 1, 2, 3. Again on the other side. And then ruffle right up the center. Alright, who was it that had this great idea last time? So we're going to just put it down enough to hold it on there. This is what a woodland ruffle looks like. Okay. And we're going to alternate just like we usually do. What's going to be different is we're going to take our curls and put it on top of the woodland ruffle. So it'll be like Curl City. Right? Okay. So we just curl 1, 2, 3. Put a little clip on it. Just makes it, for me, it makes it easier. 1, 2, 3. I love this mesh. I'm a huge turquoise fan. Do y'all like turquoise? It is one of my favorites. Okay. There we go. So we have them both on. We're still going to do our spread the mesh against each other. It's much quicker on this one because there's not as much ruffle. We're also going to do what we normally do, right? So we're going to put the turquoise in with the orange and the orange in with the turquoise. That kind of spreads our colors out. So we'll take and curl up the turquoise, put it with our ribbons. I want to put this patterned ribbon on the top. You need a St. Patrick's Day wreath. We just got some new St. Patrick's Day ribbons in. Alright, so put your hands under it like this. Get that little curl, like a little birdie. Okay, then we're going to place it in. Tie it down. You want to tie it a good 2 or 3 times. Trim it off. Press it down. Like that. If you see, do you see how this one's kind of wanting to fall down like that? If you have ones that want to do that, let me just show you a little trick. You can take a zip tie, go right around it, zip tie it down, and it is no longer going to flip up and down. So if you make something that has a woodland ruffle and it starts doing that, zip tie it. That'll stop it from doing that. It just needs a little bit more weight kind of towards the back than the front. Okay. So now we'll do the other tie. Hello. Okay. So same thing, fold it over, pinch in the middle, get your little curls, and down it goes. Yeah, and the reason it does that is because it becomes bottom heavy, right? It tends to want to flip that way because it becomes bottom heavy. So just put a little zip tie in there, pull it tight. You can actually hide it right under the little tie there. I'm just straightening the ribbon. So when I zip tied it, it kind of pulled it back. All right. So we'll start on the next one. And I did cut this. So normally when we do woodland ruffles, I cut it at 34 inches, but I only cut it at 30, so we'd have enough to do our curls. If you do 30 inches, then you have enough to do at least 10 to 12 curls, depending on how close they actually got to 10 yards. Sometimes you get a little more, sometimes you get a little less. That's just how it goes. Okay, so spread it out. This also helps a little bit to keep it from falling down. Spreading it out, making sure they're kind of making contact with each other. That gives it another thing that's keeping it up. Okay. do that your back is screaming. Okay, straight up the center. All right. Then we just ruffle all the way down. You see how that kind of helps keep it up as well? Grab our little curls. Oh, PT. Yeah, that'll do it. There's a reason why they call it, why people call it physical torture. Because it is. Okay. Because that hurts. Alrighty. There. If you did not get this one, we did list 20 today. That'll be the last 20 we'll be able to come up with. As many as we could. I know I love these colors too. And you would think, if you just looked at them on the shelf, you probably wouldn't think these would be good spring or summer colors, but they are. They really are. Just because pumpkins are orange doesn't mean other things can't be orange. Right? Flowers are orange. Ooh, rotator cuff surgery. My dad had that. That's bad stuff. Okay. I know that says something. Oh, Bella's back there. She's in the back. She was so funny. We had to take Mom to get her injection today. And we were sitting in the car waiting on her. Me, Papa, and the dogs. And Bella was in the front. And she kept standing on the dashboard trying to see if she could see Mom coming out. She does not like it when not everyone is present. Oh, thank you. She is a character. They definitely have their own little personalities, don't they? At least ours do. I don't know why this isn't coming up. Let's see if I can figure out why. Come on. I'm trying to get the comments on Facebook up if you're wondering what I'm doing. Sometimes it likes to work with me, and sometimes it doesn't. Today is a doesn't day. There it is. I think I got it. Okay. All right. So you see how on this one with the pattern, I'm putting that 1.5 inch on the bottom because I don't really want to cover this pretty pattern. So I'm just gonna put it on the top and put the 1.5 on the bottom. There we go. She feels kind of off and on. So she feels good and then she feels bad. She's having like, I don't know if she has kidney stones or something's going on. We just don't know what. So we're just waiting to get in. There we go. Hopefully it's not kidney stones, because that's not fun at all. Okay. For sure. Alright, we'll just keep going straight up the center after we did our little curls. I do think this kind of helps a little bit when you're doing curls too. I did see snow, but it was like very brief, but I was very excited. Yep, I was excited. I did see it briefly. I got to watch it come down. I know. I have kidney stones. They're awful. I haven't had any in a while, knock on wood. I'll be at Sims next week for their floral show. And I'm bringing Tori with me. That'll be fun. You talking about these? It comes on the wreath. It comes on the wreath form just like that. But you can get these, we have them in our shop. But if you'll wait till we get our new ones in, the price will be a lot better. Because these are ones I've had on order for, probably a year. Not quite, but pretty close. Like maybe 9, 10 months. And so they're at old prices. Which is pretty nice. I cut my mesh at 30 inches and then we cut the curls at 8. Yeah, they did. They checked for a UTI, but it's like it just keeps coming up negative, but she keeps having symptoms, so she has to go see the urologist, and unfortunately it's like you have to get in line. You can order from hardworkingmom.com. Yep. Go straight up the center after we do our 3 curls. There we go. Just like that. So make sure you're pulling that. Remember, that helps to keep it from falling down. And if it does fall down, just put a little zip tie in there, and that'll fix you up. Oh, you're just learning to do it. I will warn you, it can be addicting. A lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. did that. Lordy, I'm telling you that Facebook is not liking me today. Okay. I cannot get it to show anything. There we go. Okay. So on this last one, you want to make sure that you do both sides. There's several reasons that I do this. So one is because it helps make the wreath fuller. So you can see how it's already starting to kind of fill up this centerpiece. It helps cover the frame. It helps keep the mesh up. It is addictive. Yeah, I know. When I first got into mesh, my husband was like, "Why are you spending all this money?" It's like, it's fun. That's okay, because I made my own money. So, I love the 10-inch mesh. I think just about everybody starts with the 21-inch mesh. I don't know why. Maybe it's just what we see first. Once you find the 10-inch, it's hard to go back. It's also not nearly as expensive as the 21-inch mesh. It can be kind of pricey. Okay. So this is the last one on the bottom. Did your daughter say you needed a craft intervention? That's funny. Yeah, I started with it too. Isn't that funny? In my opinion, the best mesh to use is jute mesh. But you want, so this is jute mesh. So you can tell, let me just show you the difference here. If you're going to do mesh, the jute mesh, you can see it has like these little jute lines in it. And this is metallic mesh. So the more little things the mesh has in it, the better the mesh is. And that's just kind of like a good rule of thumb. But I have an entire video on the different kinds of mesh and what they're good for and which ones fray less and stuff like that. So it's on YouTube. So I would definitely go check that out. All right. So let's open up the inside. Your daughter told you the same thing. Well, luckily I would put the wreath on my door and it would sell off my door. So then I'd have a reason to go make more. That's how I started. You tell your kids that their inheritance is in your craft room? That's awesome. Well, you know what? You can't spend it when you're gone. I started with grapevine many, many years ago. And when mesh came out, I started using mesh because, you know, it was different. I love mesh. I do still do grapevines, but I do love mesh. Okay, so on the top, you want to kind of pull it up. Make sure that you're not squashing the bottom. So kind of pull the bottom back and then put the top on top of it. That way it's not going to start to push that down and it's not going to mess up the pretty look that you already have on the bottom. I love 10-inch as well. It's my favorite. I do like 21-inch. I do use it. I would tell you a good place to get grapevines is Michael's. And actually, if you order from Michael's, if you order online and you order like, you can order like, I think you have to order like 15. If you order 15 or more, you get like a discounted price. So that's my suggestion. I get mine from my wholesaler, but honestly, I kind of think that Michael's ones are better. And the prices are about the same. So, that's my 2 cents. So this time, we'll leave the 1.5 inch on the top. And so when we fold it over and get our little gathering in the middle, we're still going to do our little birdie. But when we put it on, we're going to spread the ribbon out so we can see it better. I like to spread the larger ribbon going this way because that's where our opening is. So it just naturally has a little bit more room for it. Then you kind of make sure that your curls are showing and that your ribbon is. You kind of push your ribbon like this, and then you can see it kind of dents it because it's wired ribbon, and then it'll stay that way, which just makes it a lot better. Have y'all ever taken a grapevine apart? We do that in when I do my retreats sometimes, and it is so much fun. If you've never tried it, try it. Well, I'm glad it's not annoying. As long as it's not annoying, that's all good. Okay. Alrighty. She was saying that my laugh is intoxicating, and I'm just saying, as long as it's not annoying anyone, that's good. We sell mesh, but other than that, you can get it from Deco Exchange. You can get it from Craft Outlet, Trendy Tree. All of those are good. But yeah, we do carry it in our store as well. Pretty soon we'll be carrying it in our studio. I am excited. Just waiting on some more little furniture to come in, and then we'll be ready to have our little meet and greet and open. Yes, I talked to Lee today, and we will be getting more of the big bow makers in. So, yep, they're going to send them out, and we will, I think we have a couple. We have like 2 or 3, but we don't have a box to put them in. And I hate to send them out without a box, so that's why I haven't listed them. But they should be on the way. Hopefully we'll get them next week. So, here we go. You see how nice and full it makes it when you do that little gathering in the middle? It just makes a nice difference. It just makes a big difference. Oh, awesome. I am excited about the studio too. We are going to have retreats there. They'll be smaller retreats, but hopefully we'll be able to do them maybe a little more often. I think smaller is good though, because then if there's too many people, honestly, it's hard to make a lot of friends, and it's hard to hear and see and all that kind of stuff. So I don't have a problem with them being smaller. My wrists are pretty much always full. I just like them full. Yeah, we also have, if you're shopping with us, if you spend over $100, we have free shipping. And the majority of the time we use UPS because, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but we have had the worst experience with the post office. They lose the packages, they don't pick them up on time, they're just not my favorite right now. With UPS, I have somebody I can call, and they'll look into things. Bye, Susan. I'll see you tomorrow. My shop is going to be in Lexington, so right near Columbia. It's actually on Columbia Avenue, and there is a Lick ice cream right next door. So see, you could come, do a wreath, and then go have some ice cream. Hey, I love coming on and going live with y'all. It's one of my favorite things. I always have a hard time on the weekends because I never really know myself. But I'm there because otherwise my family doesn't get to see me much. What kind of pine leaves? Yes, you can use a wood burning tool to cut mesh. I do want to advise you though. So this stuff is plastic, right? All the mesh, it's made with plastic. So you don't want to do that every time because it can be hazardous to your health after a while. So I usually only use those if I'm going to be doing like a flower or something where fraying would be super obvious. Because y'all, if somebody is buying this from you, it's unlikely they're going to see. It does stick a little when you burn it. It's unlikely they're going to see fraying. And if you use techniques like this, you don't see fray. So you're not going to see fray if you do something like this method. There's going to be no fraying. The other thing is, make sure that your rotary cutter is really sharp. So if you have to kind of push hard to get through the mesh, you need to change out your blade. You know, I had to get a new tag. Yeah, you have to get a new tag every year. I sent mine in like at the beginning of January, and it just came in today. So I don't know what's going on with the mail, but nothing good. Nothing good. I think it's that they can't find anybody to work. Because I tell you, that's what it's like for us. It's been so hard to find someone who wants to work. We have all these interviews and no one shows up. It's crazy. Never seen anything like it. Yes, definitely use in a well-ventilated area. You can also use a bag sealer, which I don't know if it... my new shop is in Lexington, South Carolina. It's just near Columbia, South Carolina. It's off, was it Highway 6? Or near Highway 6? There we go. We got two more. Okay, now watch this. Do you see this? This has a little fraying on it, right? We're not going to touch it. So when we come to that one, I want to show you how when you just roll it up and put it on there, you're not going to see it. I know people stress. See, there's a little fraying right there. So here's the thing. The more you touch your mesh, the more it's going to fray. But as long as you tuck that under, see that? No frays, right? So we're tucking it a couple of times for good measure. So you're not going to see it in there. It's just going to disappear. Yeah, there's just no rhyme or reason what's going on with the post office. Girl, I wish you were close too. I would have so many things for you to do. You could start using some of our new machines. I am excited about them doing this craziness in our space because once they get done and our electricity's up, we're going to have new stuff that we can offer. All right, where was that? Here it is. So look here. There's our phrase. Can you see it? Now watch. We're just going to take it and tuck it under. No fray. So if you're stressing about fraying, use this method. You can also do it with ruffles. Just kind of tuck it over and just kind of push your hands down. You don't have to do the curls. You can tuck it under as well. I wish you lived closer too. You would work for me, but you would spend your pay in my shop. Well, my employees get to take free wreaths home because they tend to kind of stack up since we are not very good about listing them. So sometimes they watch what I make at night because then they come in and figure out which one they want. Unless my mom has claimed it, which she does a lot. She claims a lot of them. Yeah, and the weather down here is great, Susan. No snow. None of that stuff. Excuse me. Woo! Excuse me. Gracious. It cannot decide whether it wants to be hot or cold, so my allergies are just like, whew. Will work for ribbon. That's funny. We need to make an apron that says that. I like that idea. Good idea. All right. Look how pretty. Look at that. Oh, how pretty is that? Oh, I love it. All right. So we have this left and this left. Let's get this off of the bolt here. So what we can do with this, all right, is we can put it on the bottom of our bow to keep our bow from sinking in. This orange mesh, if we have any, I think we might have a little bit left. So after we send out the rest of this kit, then we'll list what's left. So I took and made a pretty nice juicy curl here. I'm gonna stick it down. It's a little bit more than 8. I don't know, maybe 10 inches. Let's trim this one off though. Okay. Let's put something heavy there. Go. All right. Curl this one up. So you can see it's a little bit more than 8 inches. And we'll put that in. So now when we make our bow, we'll have something nice and fluffy on the bottom so it won't sink down in the wreath. We can use the other two, why not? We might as well. It's better than throwing it away. I'm going to crisscross them so we can see them a little bit. There. Now we should be able to see it on the bottom. A little. Okay. So we'll start with this blue. So we're going to fold it over and cut towards the edge. That's a dovetail. And this just really helps to give you kind of a nice finished look on your bow. So let's do like 8 inches. I don't like to do really long tails when I'm putting a sign on because then, you know, it would take up too much room. Okay. So then we'll go out to the 6 inch. We can kind of hover over it and see where it is. Same thing on this side. So you see how you can just kind of hover over it? Like there it is. I think I must have made that tail too long. It's okay. There we go. Oh, that loop is too long. That's what it was. Not a biggie. Alright, then we're going to come in with the orange, so let's alternate. Well, I like mine to be full. So I'll just add and add and add. But now, if you have a door that doesn't really, see, that is way too long. It's okay. I accidentally made this side much longer than I intended. Not that it's longer than this side, just longer than I intended. Alright. Alrighty. So you see here, take it, fold it in half. See, here's where the wired edge is. So all you have to do is cut right towards that wired edge, and you'll have a nice little point. This time we're going to go to 5 inches, so smaller. Okay. 5. Does that look even? Yeah. Sometimes it looks funny, but it's fine. Okay. You could also put green in here. You could put purple in here if you were going to add something extra to the bow. Because it has all those colors both in the bow and in the sign. So you can see. Alright. There we go. Okay. Get rid of that. And then we'll finish it off with this one. So you see how adding that mesh on the bottom makes it look much larger, and it'll keep it from sinking into the wreath, which is really nice. And we have the ribbon that's the focal point that ties everything together right on top. Okay. Grab a zip tie. These zip ties are 14 inches long, if you're wondering. You don't need one that long, but I like them longer in case I make the bow much larger. Just pull it. So pull it out. Always pull from the bottom. And then you can see where that indentation is. So just kind of hold it lightly with one hand and slide it around. Then you want to make sure that you're staying in the indentation or your loop sizes will be off. Okay, then we'll take a little pipe cleaner, run it through there. Oh yeah, pirate ship is awesome. And it's free. Oh, and when y'all are doing your boxes, here's a little tip for you. If your box says 22 by 22 by 6, that's the inside dimensions of your box. Make sure you are adding an inch. You don't have to add an inch to the top, you have to add an inch to the width. So it'd be 23 by 23. I would measure your boxes out. Okay, so twist and pull. Break that bow. Make sure you measure your boxes out. Otherwise, you'll get charged. They'll charge you later. Because they're going to measure them. Especially if you ship like UPS or anything like that. And then they charge you if they have to adjust it. So be careful. Okay. So we can kind of run our hands with our tails here. There we go. Perfecto. Alright. See? Alright, so we can cut this zip tie off the back. Bring the wreath back. Alright. So to put this on, what you're going to do is remember how there's an opening in here. Okay. So I'm just going to go right around that opening on either side. Go to the back and tie it off. Alrighty. Yeah, parcel path too. And they both now have UPS and post office. So they're probably about the same price. What I liked about Pirate Ship is that, you know, you can, and Parcel Path, you can integrate it with your shop. And if you're like me and you have multiple shops, you can see everything all in one place. Alright, so you see how this bow stands up off of the wreath? Because we put that in the bottom. Let's see, do we have a bow around here? Yeah, here. Alright, let's see. I'm going to show you. Alright. So here's a bow with nothing underneath it. So if we were to take this and tie it down, can you see the difference now? That's why I like to put the mesh underneath it, because then you don't have that problem where it's sinking into the wreath. Alright. And yet, this is a nice thick wreath. So this one is, it's about 8 inches with the bow. But what you can do, if you're shipping it, you put the bow in the corner, and then you can still should be able to get this height without squashing the bow a lot. Yeah. They'll nab you for them. And it'll cost you more than if you had just put it the right way. Okay, so we're going to take, whoops. Dad? He can't hear me, y'all. I'll just have to walk around and get it. So we just put our hands in there, just curl it up. There we go. Get that curled. Hold on, I dropped the sign. Pookie. All So now I got the sign. Alright, so we'll put the sign over here. Now that I had to go pick it up off the floor. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'll take my hole punch. Okay, and I'm going to do side to side. So one on this side, one on this side. And I popped that corner when it hit the ground. So let me fix that real quick. There we go. Okay. Alright. Wire. So then I'm going to take my 26 gauge wire, pull it out. I get about 20 inches. Thank you. There's my thing. And another 20 inches. This is probably more than you need, but that's okay. This kind of wire on a paddle, it's inexpensive. It's better to have too much than not enough. Okay. So I just put the wire through and then I meet the ends of the wire so I can double it up. Then I'll just twist it right where it meets the sign. That way that wire's not going to move. Awesome. So you tried it, Betty. You tried the mesh under your bow. That's awesome. See? It works, right? I wouldn't steer you wrong, I promise. Alright, so we're going to put the sign over here. Easiest way. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. I know, aren't the colors so pretty? Easiest way to do this is to use a weaving needle. So they're plastic and they have a pretty large little, opening so that you can put the wire through. Then you thread it just like a needle. So fold it over. And the great thing about mesh is you can push it right down through the mesh. It's not going to hurt the mesh. Then you just pull it out and you just tie it on the frame. So now I'm just tying it on the frame. You want to tie it 2 or 3 good times. Oh, I made the sign. It's from my shop. I don't think we have it listed yet, but we'll list it. We'll list it tomorrow. We'll list this sign tomorrow. So, and then this one, I'll take this one, run it behind the bow, and just go right to the frame. Alrighty, there we go. See? Ta-da! Let's open this up here. Gotta shake. Everything's on there good. So now you can see, there's the bow. Am I going the right way? There's the side. There's the bow. There's the sign. You see, you can see the colors a little bit better when I get it up close. You see? Look how pretty that is. Oh, those colors. I love those colors. Okay. Thank you. I love the sign too. Yes. What's one of my favorite things is to create signs. Oh, that's one of the things we're going to be teaching at the studio. We're going to be teaching sublimation. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited. I can teach people how I do some of the signs and stuff I do. Yep. And other things, t-shirts and stuff like that. So, thank you. Awesome. Well, I'm glad y'all liked it. So tomorrow, don't forget tomorrow's at 4. So it's always earlier on Thursday. And I will, what did I say I was doing tomorrow? The lemon kit. We're going to do the lemon kit tomorrow. And if they're gone from my space, I will record the other two. If not, we may have to do them. Yes, it is in person. We may have to do that next week. So if you can't see, can you see behind me? You see that, like those metal post things? That's where they're, so y'all can't see, there it is. Those metal post things, that's where they're making this small utility room for the, whoops, I'm sorry if I made y'all sick, for the people that are in the front of the building, because their electrical panel is like right behind that big post. So they had to like create a little room for them, and so of course it's going through the middle of my studio. So it makes it a little hard, but it's all good. It'll be good in the end. Okay, I hope y'all have, yeah, the side sublimation. I will be. The retreat will be, the retreats are always 2 days, and we do like Friday and Saturday, and we usually like meet up Thursday night just to kind of say hello and everything, and we'll do lunch and dinner Friday and Saturday, and then the hotel does breakfast, and then we'll have snacks and stuff like that. So it's usually like 2 days. So it's fun. It's lots of fun. Alright, well, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I think my dad is probably tired because it's gotten quiet in here. So, yeah, if you want to join the retreat, there are very few spaces. So I'm just telling you that now. It is on my website, just hardworkingmom.com, and there is there's a page for the retreat. So it's either 1 payment or 2 payments. You can pick which one. All right. I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 4. All right.